Trinomials. Let's start with what a trinomial is. What is a trinomial, guys? In the first algebraic expression lesson, we spoke about, well, we went through definitions. So let's start with what a trinomial is. Does anyone remember what a trinomial is? It's an expression with how many terms? It's an expression, nice, Lily, with 3 terms. Okay, which we are going to change into 2 brackets, as you can see below. Okay, now there are a few tips and tricks that I'm going to show you about factorizing trinomials. I know this might not be everyone's best friend. Okay, so I want to start with these ones. Let's look at A. Okay, I will make a little set of rules once we're done. A is x squared plus 6x plus 5. Okay, now firstly, we know we're going to have 2 brackets. Okay, whatever we do here, we're going to end up with 2 brackets, just like we did when we did the difference of 2 squares. Now, step 1 is we want the factors of this guy over here. What is the only way to get x squared? What multiplied by what will give us x squared? I know 1 times x squared is x squared, but not that. What's another way that we can get x squared? By saying x times x. Do you guys agree? X times x will give us x squared. So I'm going to fill in my first 2 terms here as an x and an x. Now, I'm going to teach you a nice shorthanded way to do this. There are many ways that your teacher might have taught you, but I'm going to show you, okay? Now we need to decide which symbols are going inside my brackets, okay? Now, firstly, we're going to look at the first symbol. One of your brackets will definitely have the first symbol, which in this case is a positive. Okay, now that first symbol will tell you whether to keep or to change my second symbol. I know this sounds very complicated, but it really is very, very easy. Listen carefully, okay? Now, if the first symbol or sign, your first sign is positive, this means you keep the second sign, okay? And if your first sign is negative, what does that mean? What do you guys think? What does that mean? If my first sign is positive, that means I am keeping my second sign. And if my first sign is negative, then I am changing. Keep and change. Second sign. Now, this is what I'm talking about, right? I have a positive in this case. Is this a keep or a change? Is this a keep or a change? Come, guys, we need to participate. For you guys to get this, we need to communicate, right? So my first sign is positive, so it's a keep. Thank you, Lily. So that means if I'm saying keep my second symbol, what will the second bracket have? What will the second bracket have if I'm saying it's a keep? It will have a, no. Listen, guys, keep the second sign, right? What is the second sign? We have established that the first one is a positive. The second one is a what? It's a positive. So if I am keeping it, that means my second bracket will also have a positive. Right, guys, you need to listen to the question and not just answer, okay? I'm going to go through that again, right? If my first sign is a positive, the yellow guy, let me highlight it yellow. First sign, if it's a positive, that means you keep the second sign, which is green. And currently, my second sign is a positive. So that means I'm going to keep it. So both my brackets are going to have positive, positive. Okay. After that, we're going to look for the factors of 5. What are the factors of 5, which should be very easy here? Factors of 5. What are my factors of 5? There's only 2. Factors of 5 are, come on guys, the factors of 5 are 5 and 1. The only way you can get 5 is saying 5 times 1. And because there are only 2, you have to have a 5 there and a 1 there. Okay, now let's check if this works or if this is correct. Okay. If I do my outer, I'm going to have 1 times x. What's 1 times x? What is 1 times x? That's just x, right? And if I do my inner, I'm going to have 5 times x, which is 5x. If I add these together, do they give me 6x? Anybody? 1x plus 5x. Do they give me 6x? Thank you. So that means I have used the correct factors, and those are my 2 brackets. Now, we're very quiet over here. Is there anyone who wants to raise their hand so that I can talk to them through this process? Because you guys are extremely quiet. I feel like if someone unmutes or raises their hand so I can unmute them, so I can talk you through and then you can ask questions, then we will be on a little bit more. Anybody not feeling shy today? Anyone? Everybody's feeling shy. Okay. Okay. That's fine. I'm going to go on to the next example and show you what I was saying. Okay. B. I have an x squared plus 6x minus 7. Okay. Step 1, 2 brackets. So far, are we with me? Okay. Now what? How do I get x squared? There's only one way to get x squared, and it's what times what? I already told you guys. So just to check that you are listening, how do I get x squared? What am I going to multiply with what in order to get x squared, guys? Anyone? Thank you, Lily. Okay, so my first term is going to be x and an x, because whatever you put there must give you x squared. X times x is x squared, right? Great. Now we look at my first sign, and it's a positive. So what sign is going into the first bracket? If my first sign is a positive, what sign is going into my bracket? A positive. Okay, it feels like some people are with me, which is great. A positive. Okay, after I place it, is this a keep or a change for my second sign? Is it a keep or a change? Look carefully. The descriptions are on the side here. If my first sign is a positive, do I have a keep or a change? We're not reading, guys. Look carefully. First sign, positive. What does it say here? First sign is positive. Does it say keep or change? Let's hear. It says keep. You need to look carefully, guys. Okay? It says keep. Do we all see that? Can I have a thumbs up, thumbs down? I'm going to have thumbs up, thumbs down for every step so that we all make sure we are keeping up. Do you see that if your first sign is a positive, it is a keep? Give me a thumbs up, thumbs down. There's 19 of you. I'm expecting way more thumbs up than that. Wonderful. Okay. Thank you. So if it is a keep, it's a keep, right? Then my second bracket will have what sign? I just said I am keeping the second sign, right? So it will have what? If I am keeping, nice, wait. Nice. Nice, guys. That means my second bracket has to have a negative. Thumbs up, thumbs down on that part. We rather go step by step doing thumbs ups and thumbs down because you guys have to get this. Okay. Okay. So we've established how to find signs, right? First bracket, you use whatever is here. There. Second bracket, you first decide, is it a keep or a change? And if it is a keep, you just keep it the way it is. But if it is a change, you will change it. So we've decided signs. Now, what is my third step here? Factors. What is the factors of 7? Factors of 7 means, what do I multiply by each other to get to 7? So what are my factors of 7? Nice, Seth. 1 times 7. Okay, we're with me. Now, we want a positive 6 in the middle. Do we all see that? Do we see that we want a positive 6 in the middle? It has to be a positive 6, right? So if we want a positive 6, which one of these? Is it the 1 or the 7 that has to be negative? Think about it carefully. If I want a positive 6, nice, Seth. So the 7 has to be positive and my 1 must be negative because 7 minus 1 gives me 6x. Okay, thumbs up, thumbs down. How do we feel about this example? Obviously, there are a lot more examples here because we need to get the hang of it. Only 2 thumbs up. Anyone who wants to ask a question, let me say like that. Questions? Okay. Can we try C? Because when we don't have a lot of responses here, so can we try C and see how this goes? Okay, we're going through our steps again. I have x squared plus 13x minus 30. Okay, open brackets. Great. What gives me x squared? This time I'm expecting way more responses. How am I going to get to x squared? What times what gives me x squared? Nice. Nice, guys. I need more people to respond so that I know you guys are getting it. X and x. So I have an x there and I have an x there. Okay. Symbol 1 is a positive. So then bracket 1 will have a positive. Okay, seems like we're getting somewhere here. Thank you, Princess. Can I have more responses? Symbol 1 has a positive, so I'm not there yet, Bangumusa. Right now, I'm asking about bracket 1. If the first symbol is a positive, the first bracket will have a positive. We're with me. Okay, now that we've established that, does that mean I will change or keep my second sign? Does it mean that I change or does it mean that I keep the second one? Nice, guys. Lily, what does positive sign mean? Does positive mean keep or does negative mean keep? You're swapping them around. There we go. Okay, so it means keep. So if I am keeping my second symbol, then my second bracket will have a what? If I am keeping, then second bracket, beautiful, has a negative. So far, we are with me. Okay, now we're going to have a little bit of an interesting one here. Factors of 30. Now, when we speak of factors, I recommend you write them in pairs, and I'll tell you how. Let's see. How do I get 30? First one is 1 times 30. Give me another way to get 30. 2 times 15. Okay. 5 times 6. 3 times 10. Do I have all of them? Do I have all of them? Anyone? Yes, right? I have all of them. Now, out of these factors, we want a pair that's going to give us positive 13. Can we give me suggestions of which pairs will give us positive 13? Can 1 and 30 ever give us a 13? No. 1 and 30 will never give us 13, right? It'll be 29 or 31. So this is eliminated. 2 and 15. Is there a possibility for 2 and 15 to ever give us 13? Yes, so this is a possibility. 5 and 6. 5 and 6. No. 3 and 10. Just the possibility in general. Yes, so we have one of two options, right? Now, I have a positive 13 here. So if I'm going to use 2 and 15, which one has to be positive and which one has to be negative? Let's hear. Which one has to be positive? I want a positive 13 and I have 15 and 2. So what do you guys think? If I say 2 minus 15, does this give me 13? No, this gives me negative 13. If I say 15 minus 2, does that give me 13? Yes, so then my two factors are 15 and 2, and my 15 has to be positive, and my 2 negative. Okay, are we feeling a bit better? Let's have another thumbs up, thumbs down. Lely said no. I don't even remember what the question was when you said no. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Okay, are we feeling a little bit? I feel like the more we do it, the more you sort of, getting into the mood of it. We're still with me. Okay, let's do D. D, we finally have a negative. Do you guys see that? I have n squared minus 15n plus, it's okay, Ofani, welcome, 56. Great, now let's look at this. I'm going to move this down first. Let us look at this guy. Okay, 2 brackets. This time it's not an x, so be careful. How do I get n squared? How do we get n squared? Let's hear. This time it's not x squared. Nice, Lily. Beautiful. This is n times n. Great, we've established that. Now, first sign is a negative. So what is my first sign for my first bracket? No, you're jumping the gun. We're still asking for the first bracket. Here, what do we have? A negative. Wonderful. Now I'm asking, so if I have a negative, do I keep or do I change my second one? Beautiful, guys. So I need to change this guy. That means my second bracket has to have a what? Nice, guys. A negative. So they're both negatives. Do we see that, guys? Are we with me? Okay, now comes the more challenging part. Let's hear factors of 56. I always give you the first one. 1 times 56. Let's hear. 2 multiplied by what to get 56? 2 multiplied by what to get 56? Multiplied by 28. Thank you. Okay, more factors. I know that's not all of them. 3 multiplied, is there 3? Is 3 one of the factors? No, it's not. 4 multiplied by 14. Nicely, Nomta. 7 multiplied by 6. Excuse me. Is it 7 multiplied by 6? No, it's 7 multiplied by 8, I believe. By 8, yes. Are there any more? Any more that we can think of? It's okay, Lenomta, we make mistakes. No, there aren't any more. Now, we want the two pairs or the pair that's going to give us a negative 15. Oh, but this time you must remember both my numbers are negative. Look here, we have a negative, negative. That means, does negative 56 minus 1 give me negative 15? No, this is negative 57, so this is not going to work. Okay, second one, negative 2 minus 28, is that going to give me negative 15? No, this is going to give me negative 30. What about negative 14 minus 4? This is going to give me negative 18. Nicely, Nomta. Negative 7 minus 8, how much does that give me? That gives me negative 15. So my two factors are 7 and 8. Oh, I made you guys work, okay? So thumbs up, thumbs down. Do you now get how to do this? We've had 4 examples. I'm going to move up for anyone who wants to take a screenshot. There we go. Maybe we must write a nice list of rules for us on the side for us to screenshot, hey? Let's make a nice list of rules on the side here. Okay, so that we can have a nice screenshot of my rules. Let's put them on the side. Remember, your teacher might have taught you a different method. Okay, there are many ways to do this. There's a crisscross method. There's a block method. There's the one where you just look at it and you know. So you must choose the one you're most comfortable with. Okay, and if there is another method, but you're not sure about it, you're welcome to ask. Okay, so my rules. Firstly, we open 2 brackets, right? Yes. And then we do the factors of term 1. That is the x squared, usually. Usually, not always. Okay? And then for the signs, maybe I should make a little sub list here for the signs. What did we say about the signs, guys? How do we determine the first one? How do we determine the first one? First sign is the same as the sign in expression. Does that make sense to everyone? The first sign, you just keep it always, right? Does that make sense to you guys? Hopefully. Okay, now the second one, sign will either stay if you have a positive or change if you have a negative. Okay, and then we find the factors of the last term. This sounds very long, but as you're doing it, you get used to it, ne? Factors of the last term that add up to the second term. Does that part make sense? Factors of the middle, factors of the one that is last that add up to the one in the middle. They are my rules. Take a screenshot now because we're about to go practice now. We are about to go and practice. I'm going to have a little bit of an activity to make our brains cool down a bit, and then we'll go back to making brackets. Okay. Hopefully screenshotters are done, or whoever is writing is done writing, so that we can move on and do some more practicing. Okay, let's go back to this one. Now we're just going to determine signs, right? Let's see the first one. For each question, fill in the missing signs. Let's look at A. Before we even fill in where the signs go, I know I'm going to have a positive and a what? So I'm going to write above here. For the first one, I know I'm going to have a positive and a, because a positive means keep, right? A positive and a positive. So it doesn't matter where we put them. No, because they're both positives. Plus, plus. That. Okay, let's look at number B. According to the first sign, I'm going to have a what? According to the first sign for B, what is my first sign going to be? I'm going to have a positive. And then what is my second sign going to be? Because that is a keep. Nice, Buhlali. A positive and a negative. Now, we want something that adds up to plus x. What does plus x mean? What is a coefficient if there's nothing there? If there's nothing there, what is the number in front of x? It's a 1. So we want a positive 1. So between 3 and 4, who has to be negative here? Think. Between 3 and 4, who must be negative for me to have a positive 1? I think my first question was who must be positive. I like how Bushal is answering all the questions. So 3 has to be negative and 4 has to be positive because negative 3 plus 4 gives me positive 1. Are we with me, guys? Very few people are responding here. Come on, guys. Okay, let's look at C. My first sign is going to be what for C? A negative. I need more responses than that, guys. More responses, please. Thank you. Thank you. And then according to the first one, what will the second one be? Nice. It will be a negative because negative means change. Okay, so they're both negatives. Does it matter where they go? No, because they're both going to be negative. And you check. Negative 3 minus 4 gives me negative 7. So that is correct. Okay, let's look at the last one. According to my first sign in the last one, what is my first going to be in the first sign? What am I saying? There's a lot going on. According to the sign, what will my first sign be? We're on D now. My first sign will be a negative. And that means the second one will be a positive because it's a change. Now, this time, we want a negative 1. So between 4 and 3, who must be negative? Who must be negative? Are you guys checking? We want a negative 1. We have a negative 1 here, right? So who must be negative between my two brackets? Buhlale, you're the only one who seems to have gotten it. It's a negative 4 and a positive 3, guys, because what is 3 minus 4? Buhlale got it and then changed the answer. What is positive 3 minus 4? Negative 1. Is that not what we're looking for here? Yes. So it cannot be a negative 3 and a positive 4 because that's going to give us positive 1. Do you guys see that? Do we see that? Hopefully we do. Okay. Now let's get going. Let's get going. Here's another guy for us to factorize. What was step 1 again? Someone remind me of step 1. Step 1. Anyone? Open our brackets. Open two brackets. Beautiful. Step 2. What was step 2? We've opened our brackets, and now what do we do? We look for the factors of my first term. How do I get x squared? Term 1 is x squared. How do we get, now Spongo Musa, thank you. So it's going to be an x and an x. Great, we're done. Now we're determining signs, okay? First sign is positive, so first bracket will have a positive. Nice, Seth and Lushevo. Okay. And since it's positive, what does it mean? What does it say about the second one? We keep it, right? So that means my second bracket will also have a, nice, will also have a positive. And now since we've established that, we move on to the factors of 2. What are the factors of 2? 2 and 1, they're the only ones. And does it matter which one goes where? No, they're both positive, right? So it's a 2 and a 1. Now let's check. 2 plus 1, do they add up to positive 3? So is my factorization correct? Yes, yes it is. Okay, let's check this one. Step 1, brackets open. Step 2, factors of first term. How do I get w squared? Nice. W and a W. Great. Now, my first symbol is a negative. So then my first bracket will have a, nice, guys. I need more responses than that. Thank you, Seth. So then my first bracket will have a negative. Okay. And then what does that negative say about the second symbol? Are we going to keep or change? Are we going to keep or change? Nice, Seth. We're going to change. So then what is the symbol in the second bracket? If we're going to change, what is the symbol in the second? No, Lishevo, remember we're changing the second one. We're changing this guy. Here we go. So it's going to be a negative. So we have 2 negatives. Now let's move. Factors of 15. Let's hear. Okay, 5 times 3. Others. Oh, we stopped at 5 and 3 because we already knew it's going to give us negative 8. Right? Do you guys see that? They're both negative. So negative 5 minus 3 gives us what? Negative 5 minus 3. That gives us negative 8. Does that mean they are our correct factors? Yes. So then I have a negative 5 and a negative 3. Do you see that you're doing this a bit faster now that you get a little bit used to it? Let's do the last one before we go to, no, we have another one. And then we'll go to the brain break. Okay, step 1, open brackets. We're going much faster now that you're used to it. Step 2, how do I get m squared? M and M. M and M. Great. First symbol is a positive. So then first bracket will be a positive. Say Seth. What does everybody else say? First symbol is a positive. So then my first bracket will have a positive. Great. What does that positive say about the second symbol? Change or keep? Nice. Nice, guys. So we're keeping it. So then what's my second symbol for the second bracket? It is a positive. Great. Next step, factors of 24. Factors of 24. Let's go. 1 times 24. Next. I always give you the 1 times, ne? Just to be safe. 1 times 24, 2 times 12. 2 times 12 or 12 times 2. They're both positive, remember? So do we need to go any further? 3 times 8. 4 times 6. Okay, out of these factors, we need to find a pair that's going to give us positive 14 with 2 positives. So positive 1 plus 24 will give me 25. That's not what we're looking for. Nice, Lily. 2 plus 12 will give me 14. Is that what we're looking for? Yes, so does it matter where I place them? Why not? Why does it not matter where I place them? Because they are both positive. So then it is 2 and 14. Okay. And then if you are not sure, how do you check if your factorization is correct, guys? I forgot to say this right in the beginning. How do we check that our factorization is correct? Remember how we checked in our previous lesson that our factors were correct? You FOIL it. Okay. Because if you FOIL it, look what's going to happen. What's m times m? M times m will give me m squared. And then outer, so 14 times n will give me 14 times m plus 14m. Inner is 2 times m, which will give me, what did I write here? I'm supposed to write 12, not 14, because I'm like, wait, what's going on? 12. Whew, guys. Right, so it was m times 12. So that's 12m plus 2m plus, what's 2 times 12? Plus 24. Now, if we add our like terms, so this will be m squared. What's 12m plus 2m? Plus 14m plus 24. Is that where we started? Yes. Okay. Let's have a short brain break before we do these three. Anyone want to speak to me with the brain break? Anyone? Nobody. Ella. There we go. You can unmute yourself.
Hi, ma'am.
Hello. Would you rather look like a dog or smell like a dog?
Look like one.
Look. Why do you not want to smell like one?
Yeah, the smell of dogs are very, very disgusting.
So you'd rather look like one.
Yes.
Okay. All right, guys.
It
I
will
see.
be fun.
Sorry, Elam. I didn't hear you. Yes, unmute and say what you wanted to say.
It will be fun to be one.
No, but you're not gonna be one. Your face is just gonna turn into, but you're still gonna have a human body, just a very hairy one, and walk on 2 legs.
Yeah, it will be fun.
Okay.
I'll do it for a week.
Wow. Okay. Okay, guys, let's hear. Would you guys rather travel back 1 year or travel forward 1 year? So you travel back 1 year or you go forward a year? Which one do you guys rather have? Back, forward, forward. You guys want to be done with grade 9. It feels like it. Feels like you guys want to be done. Where are you rushing to, guys? Where are you going? Everyone is saying forward. Wow. Wow. Okay, guys. The next one, would you rather be a fast writer or a fast reader? Everyone is saying fast. Oh, there's someone who said fast reader. I would rather be a fast reader, but understanding what I'm reading. Like I already write fast. I want to be a faster reader because I have a lot to read. I have a lot to read. So if I could read really fast but still understand, then I would rather pick a fast reader. Okay, last one. Would you rather moo like a cow every time you speak or quack like a duck every time you speak? So you are either quacking or you are mooing. What do you think? Angel is going through the most. Wow. Not you guys picking mooing. Wow. Okay, guys. Let's do our last three and then I can let you go to do the quiz. Remember, today is quiz day. And remember, today is the deadline to pay for and sign up for exam bootcamp, which is this Saturday. Yes, this Saturday. The first one is this Saturday. So please. Okay, let's look. Okay, step 1, 2 brackets. Step 2, how do I get x squared? How do I get x squared? Anybody? Thank you, Lily. X times x. My first sign is a negative, so that means my first bracket will have a negative. Thank you. Okay. And then what does that say about the second one? Am I keeping or changing? Am I keeping or am I changing? I am changing. So then in the second bracket, what symbol do I have there? Nice, guys. I have a positive. Now let's find my factors of 6. Let's hear. Factors of 6. Nice, Butlali. And 6, you forgot 6. 1 times 6, 2 times 3. Okay, so I have a negative and a positive, and we want my factors to give me -1. 1 and 6 are definitely not going to give me -1, right? So it's 3 and 2. But which one is positive and which one is negative? Which one's positive and which one's negative? Okay, let me ask. Which one is negative? There we go, Lushevel. Because it's a -1, my 3 will be negative and my 2 will be positive. Okay. Next one. Once again, 2 brackets, x and an x. If my first symbol is negative, which it is in this case, what will my first bracket have? If my first one is negative, my first bracket will then have a Nice. A negative. Okay. Now, what does that negative tell me about the second one? Is it a keep or a change? Do we have a keep or a change? We have a change. So the next bracket will have, I see Lily already gave me the answer up there. Nice. It will have a positive. Great. Next step, factors of 24. Let's hear. Okay, we need them in pairs, right? So it's 1 times 24, 2 times 12. Let's hear other ones. 3 times what? 3 times, and there's also a 4 times. It's 3 times 8, 4 times 6, and we're done. Okay, we want the pair. I see Luchevel has already figured it out. Which pair is going to give us a -5, guys? Which one is going to give us a -5? 3 and 8. Now, who must be positive and who must be negative? We have a -5. So which of the two is positive and which of the two is negative? -3, what's -3 plus 8? Let's work it out. -3 plus 8. No, what's -3 plus 8? It's a +5. And then what's -8 plus 3? It's a -5. So which one has to be negative? The 8 plus 5. I think we have one last one, quickly. 2 brackets. What are my first terms going to be? How am I going to get n squared? How do I get n squared? That is n and n. First symbol. What is my bracket's first symbol going to be? First symbol of our bracket. Nice. It's a positive. And what does that positive tell us about the second one? That we keep it. So then it's going to be a negative. Nice, guys. Now let's hear factors of 20. Of course, I'm going to give you the first one, 1 times 20. Let's hear the others. 1 times 20, 2 times 10, 5 times 4. Is that all? I'm pretty sure that's all of them. So which of these are going to give me a positive 1? Positive, we want a positive 1. Right? So which of these factors can possibly give me a positive 1? 1 and 20 are definitely not going to give me a positive 1. Nice, guys, it's 5 and 4. But who must be positive? Who must be negative? Let's test. -5 plus 4, +5 minus 4. It's here. First one is equal to -1. Yes, guys. And second one to +1. So do we use the first or the second pair? Do we use the top or the bottom sum? The second. So we have a +5, -4. Nice, guys. I know today's lesson was very taxing mentally,